Hey everybody, Robert Dunt, ArtTop10.com here outside Tate Modern on a typically rainy, wet London January day, and we are going to stroll into Tate Modern here. I'd just go around one of the free, I think there's 4 free sections in Tate Modern, but it might be fun just to go around one of them, because I'm normally doing a specific exhibition. But yeah, I thought it'd be quite cool just go and see what one of them's like, and and we'll test out this new iPhone 14 Pro Max and its sort of sports mode, see if it keeps it a bit smoother as I stroll around. So let's go inside, see what happens. So you haven't been to Tate Modern before. This is the turbine hall, big entrance bit. So it might be a bit of reflection here, but you get a little look down again from what level are we on now? Level 2. You look down here into the turbine hall again. It's quite a funky, big, massive spot. And then around here you've got some of the free displays. So you've got there, Artist and Society. Zoom into that. Artist and Society, and then down here you've got in the studio. Just look at in the studio. Head down there, see what happened. So in the studio is a display about the close relationship between an individual and artwork. Connects an artist's process of making with the viewer's experience of looking, both based on deep concentration. Abstract art is included to highlight the complex nature of seeing. And this from is Agnes Martin and weaver Lenore Tawny. You can see a bit of the weaving here. These are more little Lenore Tawny bits. And over on the other side we've got Agnes Martin, one of those big sort of grid things. And the grid bit gets smaller and smaller. More like a sort of rectangular gridded bit. Nice. Tate Modern's got quite a few really good things in it. Lots of stuff that's not so good, but this Bonnard is rather nice. Bowl of milk. I'm still don't quite know why it's artisan studio, but it's a cool painting, isn't it? Look at that lovely, weird sort of violety colour he's got down there by that bowl of milk. Really good colours in that. It's really, again, you get a real sense of oil painting. You look at something like that. I don't know these ones actually. Marie-Louise von Mott-Essexky, but again, it's got a really nice oil painting vibe to it. That's what I really like about oil painting, those colours. Here's a nice one, Marie Laurencin portraits. Mary Laurencin, Celia de Madrazo, and the dog Coco. Oh, look at Coco in the centre, how sweet. What a fine little doggy lurking up there. It says she was part of a group of cubist painters working in Paris around 1911. She chose her not to follow the abstract treatment of the body that many of her cubist friends adopted. I like that, it's got nice colours again, nice vibe of oil painting again. I like this one here, Vanessa Bell as well, still life on corner of a mantelpiece. Vanessa Bell is a central figure of the Bloomsbury group. There's a nice picture of that. Sort of abstracted, but still sort of reality, which is nice. Just nicely balanced. Quite interesting. Connected to Giorgio Morandi here. He just basically spent all his life just painting these little bowls and jugs. But yeah, it leaves you to meditation. Right, nice Picasso here. Dish of pears. Look at that, funky. I like the way he's painted all the white around it. You can see all those colours in the background, and then whoosh, all that white appears, which is kind of funky. Got that nice little knife leading you into the picture. Nice Picasso. Rather neatly put by this George Braque. I like these. This section of Tate Modern I think is rather good actually. Oh, that lovely George Braque. Glass on a table. As you say, traditional painting often presents a single viewpoint. Braque and Picasso explored new ways of representing reality. Like cubism, so instead of a one-eyed man stuck in a field with perspective, you're seeing everything from different directions all at once. That's a lovely painting. Inspired by Cézanne. Oh, look, another really nice Braque here, Mandora. Oil paint on canvas. Look at that mad guitar exploding into space. Probably somewhere in the back there's somebody sitting in that picture, quite possibly. I'm sure you can see the guitar. It's quite obvious. There's the guitar. It's nice. Oh, and this is it's another Braque, I think. That must be a later Braque. 1927. When was the other one? Yeah, 1909. This is slightly later. when he's drifted out of that cubist into a bit more sort of realistic kind of vibe, but it's still working nicely. I love that jug, that sort of shadow broken up over it, and that white glint going around it. I like that lovely leaf, such a funky little leaf, look at that. Surprisingly big, this painting. Much bigger than you might have thought if you'd seen it in a book. Got a rather nice funky Picasso head here, which is pretty cool. Look at that. Still quite cubisty in a way. That's Fernand Olivier, an artist and model. A relationship for several years, quite interesting. And then around here you've got these rather funky Matisse massive sculptures. Monumental sort of Cézanne inspired sculptures. Kind of weird around here, it's a bit like wall, sort of, what do you call them? Wall monolith things. But hunky and chunky, and look at that one. They're getting more and more, I didn't realise they're getting less abstracted down here to the left, I would say. Interesting. Nice. Interesting, isn't it? Oh, those are nice. That's big. Oh, another Braque over here I missed before. Look at that. Very cool. Really nice, abstract-y, sorry, what I'm trying to say, cubist one. Clarinet and bottle of rum on a mantelpiece. That's what you call more analytic cubism, probably, because you need to see less and less and less of the things, and everything's more broken up. I would say you can just about see, not a bottle of rum, you can see a violin or something down here. Maybe you can see the bottle of rum, I can't tell. The weird thing is, if you stay with these a lot longer, more and more things appear. They're kind of beautiful like that. They sort of really work with repeated looking. Now, I'm not going to stop with every single thing inside these rooms, but you will get a vibe of what there is. I'm going to stop on my favourite bits, basically. Quite a few other paintings in this first room. That's a sort of mad one there. Oh, Andre Derain. Oh, that's a weird one. It must be a later Derain. Interesting, because I thought Andre Derain did more cubisty stuff at some point, and then I think he did go back to more figurative. This is Maro Guevara, seated woman with a small dog. Christian Schad, self-portrait. Christian Schad. Pigeon-chested man and Arasha the black dove. Dodd Proctor, Morning, wrote a picture of the year at the Royal Academy Summer Exhibition in 1927. Bought for the nation by the Daily Mail newspaper. Absolutely bizarre. Anyway, let's trundle on. This is a room for Huguette Caland, who I don't know much about. But as it says, studied art at 1964, at the age of 33. After juggling making family life and burial in Lebanon, she decided to wholly focus on her practice and moved to Paris. Well, she's got quite a good one now. I think it's meant to be parts of the body, but linked with abstract stuff as well. Quite funky one, that piece. And you've got some quite nice little drawings over here. These are quite cool, aren't they? Just nice, done with the lines. International Surrealism, this room's called. And it's got a cracking bunch of stuff in here. Look at that amazing Picasso. One of those really good Picassos, that one. It's brilliant, look at it. That big head with a sort of crazy Braque / Picasso shadow going right down the centre of it. One of these mad, full-on surrealist bits. What is this by? I know his name, but I've forgotten it. It is by Paul Delvaux. Crazy, sort of mad, dark Roman place, people running around. Oh, that's an interesting early Jackson Pollock before he was starting to do his more classic Jackson Pollock thing. He used to put his hand up to these paintings and feel the energy coming off them. Good teeth. This room's called The Disappearing Figure, Art After Catastrophe. This is a quite interesting picture by Lee Krasner. Here is Pollock's, I'm not sure if they were married, but essentially they were together. I think her pictures are pretty cool actually. Got quite a few other big pieces around in this room. Lee Krasner's my favourite. I'll just wander down here and look at some of the others. I like these two little ones. Ernest Mancoba, these are by. Quite like the funky little tiny ones, like them. They're nice. Moving on here, look at this crazy one. He's up by. Oh yeah, Graham Sutherland. Graham Sutherland, got a classic British artist. It's got a nice alien vibe to it as well, hasn't it? And that's obviously, who's this one by? Oh, that is Jackson Pollock. That's quite an interesting Pollock, isn't it? Still, again, not one of his classics. 51, he did that. More like the Lee Krasners in reality. Oh, Jean de Buffet. I'm sure I've been to these places in Europe. There's like 9 million de Buffet pictures. Millions of them. And this one is by Ibrahim El-Salahi. Let's move on to the next room. This next room is called Painting with White. Bit about artists who only use white. I like that. Obviously, it appears to have some grey in it, but it's actually quite cool. This one, quite like this one. These are not my favourite ones actually. Around this other wall over here. I like this Robert Ryman one here, which is kind of weird. Kind of, I can't actually tell what quite tell what it's made out of. And I like that little 3D sculpture one there. And then this one's cool. That's Mary Martin and Jan Schuhoven. And the Robert Ryman was enamelic paint on fiberglass, aluminium and wood. This is more Agnes Martin, this room. Okay, it leads on quite neatly from the white as it's sort of very reduced pastel, mega pastel colours. Quite cool actually. They're quite nice. Supposed to be quite striking if you came in and saw those. Which is something. And you got more of a grids there. Actually, I always talk about the grids, which are fine, but actually, I like these colour pictures. She was a key figure in the male-dominated field of abstract art in the 50s and the 60s. I like the grey one, that's pretty cool. That's actually, so she's actually got a bit of a colourist vibe to her, actually, just as opposed to the grids that everybody goes on about. Rather nice. This one brings together prints by North American artist Pat Steer, who I don't know much about. We've got quite a few funky. I just keep saying the word funky. You've got quite a few enigmatic, drippy paintings taking place there. You've got a big wave there, which is nice, but actually these sea Twomblys that I don't really like normally, are actually pretty funky in here, I'd say. Give the whole place a kind of red vibe. And then it's very big, swirly pictures, but I mean, they're actually not bad, are they? Normally I feel they're a bit pointless, but it's very simple. His early work was actually really quite clever. Is this clever, or is it just somebody's got a massive brush? And you can see remnants in the background of other sort of shapes, which is quite nice. I'm sure loads of people love these. They're a lot better than the time I saw them before. I think at the end of the C. Twombly show, I was a bit not blown away by them, but today they're actually pretty cool. Mainly because I don't know if it picks up on the phone, but it does give a red vibe to the room, which is kind of funky. So that these three big paintings are named after Bacchus. God of Wine, wine and intoxication, known to the Greeks as Dionysus. His rituals involve drunkenness and ecstatic dancing. In ancient myth, he was also associated with violence, and his followers are depicted as eating raw flesh of animals. I don't know, it gives a nice little vibe onto it. See, Twombly was obsessed with ancient history, particularly Greece and Rome. So it gives you a nice little vibe on those big pictures better. And then we're suddenly into a bit of big Gerhard Richter. Quite like these big ones. I've even got a book about them somewhere. I mean, they are obviously just, you know, it's just scrape bits of wood across the canvas with the paint, smearing it around the place, but they're kind of funky, aren't they? I mean, obviously you could sort of do it yourself, but you do see other people who've done it. It actually makes quite nice little small ones sometimes, smeared across photographs, which are actually really good. But yeah, I like these, I think they're cool. Is it just the size that makes them so special, or is it, I don't know, look up close, you've got quite a nice sort of patination, detail to it. See the scraping. Yeah, and as it says, this explains this room conceived by Richter as a coherent group named after the American experimental composer John Cage. Richter frequently made abstract works by applying glazed paint and then wiping a squeegee across the surface. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, John Cage was an abstract sort of musician, so I suppose these are sort of what you could call abstract. I think Richter actually made a point about not saying anything was abstract, because can you paint nothing? But yeah, they're funky. And the John Cage reference is nice. John Cage did sort of weird. I'm not quite sure. I imagine it's just like one piano note played on one note played again and again and again. But he was certainly a sort of abstract musician. This room's called Inherited Threads. Incorporate used textile fragments or reference textile traditions. People without access to art studios or formal art education who employ textiles found in the homes create a medium. The G-Bend quilt makers are an intergenerational community of African American women living in the isolated hamlet of Boykin, Alabama. Many of the quilt makers are direct descendants of the enslaved people forced to labour at the cotton plantation established there by Joseph Key in 1816. Interesting. So you can see these quilts. Quite funky. That big one up there, which is cool. Nice. Come on around to these bits. Cool. This one's quite, was it on your eyes? And I like this one with the weaved sort of, almost looks like film, but it's not film, it's just a sort of weaved black and grey cloth that's been weaved through there. It's funky anyway. Quite funky, look at that kind of weird, I wonder when that was made. 1969, Rashid Arain. Pakistan, amazing. I've never seen any Pakistani artists, it's pretty cool. It's good, I like it. I like the blue and the yellow and the kind of structural vibe of it, it's pretty cool. Look at that, it's like a weird jigsaw, which is quite fun. Coming around to this sort of glinty one in a minute, because it's kind of mirroring, looks cool. There we go, there's the mirror one. Nice. I'm not entirely sure if the Apple iPhone Mega Stillness or Sports Mode is keeping us stiller than usual, because it also says more light is needed. And there's this one here. Now that I think pretty much is the end of this section of this free bit of Tate Modern. We'll just have a look through here. There's a film here, maybe it goes on. A film here seems to be like little ants running around with coins and stuff, which is kind of funky in a way. Yeah, a kind of, what should we say, intriguing way of putting, changing the way ants do things. It's interesting, entertaining. So I'm trying not to say funky. So that was a collection display in the studio, which I thought was pretty cool, especially a lot of Braque, Picasso, wonderful bits there. And I actually enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed those Twomblys and the Gerhard Richter. So it was all fun. So anyway, if you enjoyed that little trip around that, do like and subscribe, let me know below, and we'll do some more of the other collection displays, you know, the free sections of Tate Modern, so you get a vibe what it'd be like if you don't live in London, or should you become a visit London. Anyway, as ever, like and subscribe to this and my other channel, TravelDog. Like and subscribe to Art Top 10 so you get new art trips, tours and interviews of artists. TravelDog for food reviews and trips to places around the world. So, as ever, like and subscribe, and see you soon. Have a good day. Bye bye.